First, there was love of place. I grew up with the sound of running water, a place that was thick with woods, sights and sounds and smells and touch and feeling by which I drew that world into myself.
Wilma was a wonderful woman. She was a super mom. She just had more energy than any two people. And Mother began to gel the thinking about the environment that she had grown up with, that her parents had instilled in her at the head of the Beaver Dam Valley in Buncombe County. Part of Wilma's environmental thinking was that everything is connected and that humans are part of nature, so that the way we treat other humans reflects the way we treat nature and vice versa. She was one of the first to talk about environmental justice.
Her valuing the glory of the river, of the environment that we live in, is really resonating with us today in Asheville and the work that so many people do in our community to restore the quality of the river, to ensure the continued beauty of our area.
She was certainly ahead of her time in realizing that the economic driver of our country and of a particular area can also be the downfall. And she called people to arms about that and said, you know, none of us owns the river, and therefore all of us own the river and all of us are responsible for it.
Her great contribution to environmental thinking was to get away from this closed circle where if you privilege economic development, you sacrifice environmental preservation. Particularly in her book, The French Broad, that came out in 1955, she really took us beyond that old either-or thinking to a both-and thinking, where if an area is sensitive to its environment and preserves its clean water and its clean air, it will attract industries. And that will be good for economic development as well as the environment. And this was the basis for kind of a sophisticated tourism development that she just sort of felt in her bones.
She helped people become aware, and therefore they could start having some voice and some power to make things better.
She really took environmental thinking in the United States light years ahead. And part of her philosophy was that we need to travel. We need to see new places. We need to be curious. We need to have a learning orientation. Curiosity and a learning orientation is what keeps us alive. It keeps our minds alive, it keeps our souls alive. We see things, we feel things. That informed her advocacy for the environment, the status of women, as well as for civil rights. Possibly her greatest achievement as a speaker and writer was as a role model for women of all ages in the mid-20th century. And she said, people ask me, what do women want? We want it all. She was decades ahead of her time. She should be internationally known. She is definitely locally known, regionally known, but she should absolutely be nationally known.